And
All
there
right.
we are.
So today we're asking the ultimate question of you, and you're going to have to declare your response with your comments, your likes, and all that. Are you Team Brian? Or Team Janelle?
Wow.
You're not going to do anything?
For
Team
the
Janelle.
record, I'm the champion for the week. So let's start with that. Yeah. Whose team do you want to be in? I want to be in the champions team. Champion.
Terrible joke Tuesday. That's all it was. So, Team Brian or Team Janelle? And here's where it falls. Earlier in the show today, we didn't get to quite resolve this issue. Again, put your comments here so we know where you are.
Yeah.
And even if you have to write like someone texted earlier, I really hate to do this, but I'm on Team Brian.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites. So, so there's brand new research. Scientific, Janelle. Right?
Yeah.
Science, like statistics. And it was a big study. 2,500 heterosexual couples married around 20 years. And they tried to figure out how much compatibility and personality types mattered in their satisfaction in their relationship. And what they discovered was, by their indicators, shocking what they discovered. Here's the deal. What did they find? That it matters most if you're nice. Very specific. Researchers were shocked when their results indicated that shared interests and similar personalities had little to no effect on relationship satisfaction. Janelle. Even among couples sharing personality traits, the study found that having a conscientious and nice partner leads to a more satisfying relationship. Ergo, all things being equal, of primary importance other than faith in Christ. This is Moody Radio. Come on, Brian and Janelle. Of course that's in there. After that, are they a conscientious, nice person? Everything else kind of subsides after that. There are other things, but that's what matters most. That's Team Brian, so just type Team Brian and we can shut this down right now. So, tell people how you could possibly disagree with this piece of science and Team Brian. Go ahead.
First of all, I think for myself, and I don't need a group of human scientists to come up with their study, and so I'm a critical thinker. And what I say is that you're not even on my list of people I would date if you're not nice. That's like a given. And I met a lot of nice guys and even dated a lot of nice guys that I was like, I am not spending the next 50 years of my life with you. Like, compatibility matters, and it's at least an equal. And to say that everything else is like of little value after you have the kindness, I don't think that's realistic. I think personalities matter. And I'm not saying you have to be the same. I'm saying you have to be compatible. An example is Len is an introvert, and he said one of the things that attracted him was that I was an extrovert, and he was like, wow, I like that. So usually opposites attract. Family values or just core values, all of that is important. There's a lot of nice people out there.
So two introverts are incompatible.
No, I'm saying that's it. You have to determine what you're looking for. What's compatible to you?
Sarah and I are both introverts. It worked out just fine.
And it worked out for you. Obviously, it's more than kindness. That's my point.
Because it all stems with the foundation of, dare I say, biblical. It's all summed up in loving your neighbor, ergo, kindness, conscientiousness.
That's a given.
Yeah, it's foundational.
Why would you even consider someone that's not kind?
Okay,
like,
then,
really?
Team Brian, we know is right. I'm waiting for you to all say.
Thank you. Hi, Janet. Like she said, she loves the show. Has been listening since the 80s.
Ooh. Wow.
Hi, Deborah, Janet, Tamar.
So, are you Team Brian or Team Janelle? Just lay it down.
Let us know where you're at. So we said that Ron is Team Janelle.
Is he still?
Yes. See, my thought is, for that long-term marriage, kindness is important. That is the most important thing. But you won't know if your mate is truly kind at that heart level until you've been through some stuff. And when you're dating, and perhaps even into the first couple years of marriage, there's that good front that you put on where you're like, oh yeah, honey, maybe you get up, you go brush your teeth and then climb back in bed and say, oh, I wake up with breath like this.
Yeah.
But then, a few years down the road, you're not going to take those extra steps. It's just going to be dragon breath in the morning.
In fact, side note, Sarah and I once tried that 12-hour toothpaste. You ever heard of that? It was
Yeah.
a gimmick for a while.
Yeah.
Doesn't work. Still had dragon
Yeah.
breath 12 hours later.
We got the smart people logging in. Thank you. Jennifer, awesome. We love when you log in. Make sure to share us. Jennifer says, I'm Team Janelle. You can be nice, but if we don't have things in common, you're going to be bored and become detached.
Jennifer, it's okay.
Thank
you can be wrong sometimes.
Jennifer. It's like Rod said, my favorite call for today. Rod in Cleveland said, I'm going to lead in the 50 years of marriage life. It's hard, complicated. There's stuff going on. You got to bring more to the table than kindness. That's a basic.
And see, here's the thing.
And again, that's like an employee telling their boss, I'm going to be on time every day. Yeah, like, let's hope
I'm not
so.
saying those don't
That's
matter.
Basic. To be on my list, to even go on a date with me, you got to be nice. Come on now.
Science.
No, dude. Think. Brian's brain.
Here's what's
Think.
interesting, though. Your own story contradicts this, so we're just going to throw it down. And by the way, I know Pastor
Ooh.
Tanks is watching. You pick your side, Pastor Tanks. Are you lukewarm, Pastor Tanks? I don't think so.
No.
Team
Right.
Brian or Team Janelle?
We'll have to spit you out of our mouths.
So,
Hi,
when your
Deborah
friend-
in Eastlake. Go ahead.
So when your friend first describes this guy to you named Len, she described a really nice guy. What was your response?
Well, yeah.
No. What was your response?
I was like, oh, he sounds corny.
And then you met him.
Then I was like, oh, he's cute.
Oh, I see. So for you, it doesn't matter if they're nice. You're saying it's foundational. It's a given. You wouldn't go out with a not nice person.
I also
You heard
said,
he was nice. It didn't matter.
whatever. I
You
also
care
said,
about looks.
I do. I mean, I have to be attracted.
First and
Absolutely.
foremost, looks.
Absolutely.
Well, she already knew he was nice because she'd been told that.
Hello.
So
Thank
then
you.
she added, and cute. Well, there's two things.
Tanks is Team Brian. He says compatibilities, things in
here,
common.
Come here.
Things in common. Things in common are all desires and extras. All of those things can change later in life. Things in common can change. Core values rarely does. And if we're going to say they change, kindness also does.
Yeah,
There's
that's right.
anxiety. There's seasons in life. People change. People change. There's
Listen.
seasons, etc.
Listen.
Thank
Pastor-
you, Janet. That's what I'm saying. Oh, the J's are representing. Janet says, I agree with Ryan Janelle. Having been married 42 years, yes, niceness matters, but compatibility matters too. You cannot say that it's at least an equal.
Can I give Brian Cliff Notes again?
Go ahead.
I write Cliff Notes a lot. Janet says basically, Brian's right. Because I'm saying the same thing. Niceness, primary importance. Other things do matter, but they pale in comparison to someone's
That's my
conscientiousness.
issue. Pale in comparison. That's
I'm
my
not saying
issue.
they're insignificant.
That's my issue.
They pale in comparison. Team Brian also includes Kelly.
Hey.
Yeah, that's
Go ahead, Kelly.
Sure.
Go ahead, Kelly.
Tell her why I'm right.
See, here's my thing, is honestly, I don't feel like I need to be 100% compatible with somebody because if they have opposite interests, that's something that's unique and going to keep the relationship going and keep it interesting. Because it would be boring if I was dating someone just like me. I wouldn't want to date myself. But honestly, kindness goes so far because I've dated guys where they act kind and then you realize that they are not kind at all and they're manipulators. So it's like...
Yeah, but would you
if they
even
have
marry
kind-
somebody that's not kind?
But the thing is, like, you can be confused what kind is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you may not see it while you're in a relationship.
Kind
To
is
Kelly's
a basic, and unless compatibility is not
Seriously.
necessarily equal. I just gave you an example. There's introverts and extroverts. Opposites usually attract. What I'm saying is, you could be nice all day long, and if you come and sit with me at the table, and I can't even converse with you because we don't have things in common, really? So now we're going to take that 50 years down the line, and kindness is going to be great? There's a lot of kind men out there that are a mess with their finances. Women, really? But kindness is going to take care of that?
Ted Bundy was kind.
That's what I'm saying. Where's the mic so I can drop it?
So,
Really
I'm gonna
kind.
put
So when I
myself...
start dating, I need to be sure he's not a serial killer. Like,
Here's where Team Brian kind of brings reality to the idealist.
To the idealist.
You see what I deal with? So, reality here. Okay.
Yeah.
True or false? Young women date bad guys to change them.
Yeah.
And they don't date nerds that are nice.
I didn't do that.
I love the nerds.
Okay, I'm not talking about you.
I'm just-
True or false?
Yeah,
Generally speaking.
in general, yeah.
So, generally speaking, then, for women, you're saying niceness doesn't matter until they realize they want to marry someone.
No.
Yes. Basically,
You
I just
can't
proved my
do
point.
that. No.
Thank you, me.
You can't do that. Are you serious? We're talking about Christian women that are mature. What I'm teaching my daughter is way past kindness. I'm teaching her her brothers and their father. I have 2 daughters. A man that's not kind to you does not get to date you, period. Because their standard of this is how you engage with me, you know, the way their dad treats them, the way their brothers treat them, you don't get the option to not be nice to her. You don't get to date Raina if you're not nice. Now let's talk and find out, do you meet my standards? You got to go deeper than kindness.
Wait,
There's no option to date you if you're not kind.
Hold up.
Well, it shouldn't be.
The Cisco Cotto has entered the conversation, who is also ordained. Second pastor here.
That's right.
Obviously sharing
Smart,
the
Cisco. Nope. Smart. Good job, Cisco.
Which he says everyone's right except for Brian, which, haha, funny. Okay, I got the joke. But now, Pastor, since you laid it out there, are you lukewarm? Whose side are you really on? That was a joke.
No. Look
Niceness.
at Deborah. Deep. She says people can fake kindness too, just to get what they want.
But that's
that
why.
to be a factor.
But that's why it's important.
Is bogus.
Well,
That's
Kelly,
why it's important.
yes, you have to be with someone long enough before you're married to evaluate truly, at their core, are they conscientious, kind people?
Like, are they God-fearing, loving people?
And that will bring you to scientific reality.
Wow.
That it says
Yes.
again, and I quote, shared interests and similar personalities had little to no effect on satisfaction in a relationship. They found that a conscientious or nice partner leads to a more
I'm not even
satisfying
going to ask you
relationship.
about your daughter because obviously we're teaching 2 different things. If Raina came and told me, well, Mommy, he's so nice, and I knew, he's not a saver. No, Mommy. He's a spender. He doesn't know how to hold down a job, but he's really nice to me, Mommy.
Yeah.
Really nice to me.
He's got more time to spend with me because he's not at work.
Hello. Kindness.
But is that
Humility, all of that. Give me all of that. You got to have more.
But
Are
that's
you
not
a good
conscientious.
provider?
But that's not conscientious.
What do you mean?
Someone who's nice.
Oh, so
but
now we're going to
lazy?
say kindness, it's all inclusive of all
No.
character and
No.
qualities.
Having a conscientious and nice partner.
Wow.
It's not conscientious to be a freeloader. It doesn't value the other.
Not freeloader. You cannot be a freeloader and just not be good at finances.
Oh, no, I'm right.
No, it has to be more than that. Jane, hi Jane. She says kindness sure can be an act. Getting to know a person and their family before you date.
That's why Jane
all of that matters.
is on Team Brian.
No.
Team Brian, Jane.
No.
Team Brian.
Jennifer says eHarmony said my husband and I were compatible, which is the only reason we met, and I gave him a chance.
Oh.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Okay.
Listen, I'm not saying it's not important. What I'm saying is compatibility should be at least equal, and we're not saying they have to be the same as you. We're saying, is this somebody that even shares your core values, somebody you enjoy, like have a friendship with, have things to talk to about. Life is long. We need more on the table than kindness.
I'm sorry, did you see what ordained Right Reverend Pastor Leonard Tanks wrote, Jr.?
Really, the only standard is Christ, and if when praying, God says, okay, compatibility is surface. I'm compatible with many people that I would never have dated. I've also met a lot of nice people that I would have never dated.
Wow, you're giving.
And so,
did you see? She's giving the
I
pastor
think
an
for
attitude. Did you see
myself,
that?
there were a lot of
Wow.
nice men that I met that did not qualify to date me, let alone marry me. A lot of nice men that love the Lord. Thank you, Jennifer. Exactly, Janelle. Team Janelle. That's
Where's
right.
Team Brian? Write it up.
Jennifer. Woo.
And here's the thing,
A
Cisco.
lot of
Cotto,
nice men.
I know Cisco on that. I know he's Team Brian. He just won't write it because he
Yeah.
doesn't want to give me the
Yeah.
satisfaction of knowing that I'm right.
Well,
It's all
Tamar
right.
thinks this is funny. Jane, hi Jane. Let us know where you guys are at. Yeah, kindness is important. We're clear that we're saying it's important.
And Rod said that good girls and bad boys was the thing years ago. Thing from years ago. No. I mean, depending on how you define years ago. When I was a high school teacher, it was still a thing.
Yeah. But we're not talking about those women.
Young
we're talking
women-
about women that are...
Young women go after the bad boy to fix him. The nice boy makes the great husband.
So
And the
based
thing is-
on
Ergo,
what
Ronnie
Tanks,
Smith.
so can you explain Tanks, based on what you're saying, or based on what Brian's saying, I can line up 5 guys for Raina when she's in her late teens and tell her put a band on and just pick, if they love the Lord and they're kind, you got it, just make it work. That's basically what
You
we're
really
saying.
could make it work.
You can make anything work.
because
Is that
you've-
wisdom?
You've indicated stuff changes over time.
Is that wisdom?
To make Christ and love for Christ supreme, and the fact that they're
That's not what I'm
conscientious.
saying.
So do they love
That's
God and
not
love
what
their
I'm
neighbor?
saying. Right. So you can line up 100 men and just pick a random one and say they love God, they love their neighbor. I can marry them and be fine.
I think
Is
you
that
could.
wisdom? You can. You can do a lot of things. A
I
lot of
think you
things
could.
are possible. Yeah, a lot of things
At-
are possible.
at the end of
Is
the
that
day-
wisdom?
At the end of the day, marriage for Christians is not a romantic comedy. Marriage for Christians is ultimately a decision.
Wow.
Well, and let's just
It's a decision. You have to at some
It
point
is.
say that this person loves Christ, they're kind and
So
nice
why
to
date?
me.
Why get to know people?
well, and here, like,
Just be like, oh my gosh, cool, let's get engaged. You're a Christian. Why get to know people? I'm going to go home and tell I got a 16-year-old. And be like, I'm working at Moody Radio, y'all. I'm growing in wisdom. Brian told me to tell y'all, don't date. Just get engaged when you meet the first woman that loves the Lord and her
That's not what I'm
neighbor.
saying.
And 6 months later, get married.
well, and here's one
Oh
thing too
my
is like,
gosh.
so say we have the expectation if we want someone who does well financially or they're good with finances. What if they lose their job? There is no guarantee that I'll marry someone who won't lose their job one day.
No, that's not it.
You know what I'm
Or
saying?
have-
But I
or
need
struggle
to
for
care
years.
for them.
That's not it.
With finances.
No. That's not what I'm saying.
No, but you did say finance. Like if they
But,
struggle with
like-
finances, out.
Yeah.
If they're not, listen. My husband. No, listen.
But I'm
there's-
saying,
So
seriously.
being a good provider is not a standard you have. So your
No, it
only
is.
standard is he nice?
No,
So
that
dating
is the
should be
standard.
really simple. Just go to church and find a nice man and
But
get
the thing
engaged.
is, it is a standard, but seriously, there's no guarantee that he won't lose his job. He won't
No,
struggle
yeah.
with, like,
That's not
some
what I was
career
saying.
path.
So at the end of the
That's
day,
not what
if
I'm
you've got
saying.
Christ and you've got a conscientious, kind person, you are, as science says, satisfied.
Babe, I'm so glad my daughters don't depend on science to make wise decisions because I am not. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. We got to think for ourselves, Brian.
What happened to that stress ball?
Oh my God.
I'm gonna stress all right here.
Deborah says first has to be a Christian, but doesn't mean I will like every Christian and be able to marry them. Hello.
True.
Right.
Like, oh my gosh, why date? Stop dating, y'all. Go to church and find y'all a good, nice man and
I
date
think you
him,
can-
and you be set.
I think at
You know
some,
how many marriages are together because they're like, no, we can make it work, and there's no passion and love. It's like a friendship and a roommate. That's what we're encouraging.
But
in the
that's
body of
making an
Christ.
conscientious.
expectation.
Huh?
Like,
They're
that's,
conscientious about staying together.
Yeah, and that's
And-
fine if you're already
but-
in it. But
yeah.
that's not what I want for my daughter.
so
That's
okay.
making-
You can make it work. You'll just be together. No, like.
But that's
no.
making excuses for people's behavior.
What do you mean?
So I can make an excuse of like, well, like, they're okay. I just want to be married. Like, you need to hold, at least for me, I'm holding a higher standard of waiting for someone who loves Christ so much that he will love me like the church.
Yeah.
Like Jesus loves the church.
Right.
And that is why kindness is going to go so much farther for me than someone who doesn't love that passionately.
And aside from a traumatic brain injury, it's like part of your core DNA to be a person who's conscientious or not. Now let me ask you this. And this is going to shut it all down. This is it.
Whatever.
Have you changed at all? You and Lenny have been
I've
about
changed.
20 years together?
Right.
You
But
changed at
my
all?
core values
Are you
have not.
anything? Are
My
any,
core values have not.
Has
Len
Len changed?
to this day, and he's told you the story, he was like, when I sat in her house and I saw the way her family was and how tight-knit they were and how her parents parented her, he said in these words, that's what I wanted in my house. And guess what he's getting? That's exactly what he's getting.
He also said.
That's core values.
He also said, "Ain't no woman gonna come between me and the gym."
That's not core values. And I
But it
wasn't
was
looking
him.
for a man that was
Physical
a...
fitness was a value.
No, he wasn't
Yes.
looking. No, that was a preference. That was a preference.
A
Do you see what I'm
preference?
saying?
I think that was a value.
No, it wasn't. No, it was not.
Oh.
It wasn't.
Or he wouldn't have given it up.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to say that
There are
Sarah and
core
I,
values in a
Sarah and
person.
I-
We're agreeing that Christianity and loving the Lord is a core value. So no matter what
No.
changes in your life, that is a core
Here's
value.
here's how I value it. Here's how I evaluate this. Sarah and I have been married now for 16 years. We've changed a lot over time.
Yeah.
We're nothing like we were.
Right.
In fact, our compatibility has actually grown together.
Yeah.
We've become more compatible over time. The more we've surrendered our own preferences and tried to love our spouse sacrificially.
Right.
But the
Right.
transcendent idea is faith in Christ and love for neighbor. The idea
Okay.
of niceness.
So that's good. So thank you,
conscientiousness.
Brian, for simplifying dating. Y'all don't have to get to know each other.
No, I'm not
Just
saying
pick
that.
somebody that loves. I know men right now, and I'm picturing them right now, that love the Lord and love sacrificially. That if I would have met them when I was dating, I would have been like, no, I don't want to marry you. It's just not.
See, Betty?
There are personalities.
Betty.
I married a good man who's good, nice, somewhat boring, married 48 years. I have freedom to do things, and we took vows and are committed. Yes, you do grow, Brian.
Betty, it's on Team Brian.
I'm sorry. Well,
Betty's on Team Brian. Betty's on Team Brian.
well, that's good.
So over here is Pastor
That's good.
Tanks. Betty. Your compatibility literally changes over time. My compatibility with somebody
But
today
your core
will be
values,
totally different. Yeah.
your core
Faith in
values
Christ
are
and your
important.
niceness.
People that are Christians, out of the 7 billion people, however many are Christians, you're telling me all of those Christians all over the world have the same core values because they love Christ. You're telling me there aren't Christians that, like, some care more about family values in terms of the way they parent, the way they compare that to corporate or education, or there's personalities.
And those values change over time.
culture,
And those change over time.
so your core values, that hasn't happened to me. And it hasn't happened to Lynn.
Huh. I have
The way,
I have a bunch of things
for
about
me,
myself
it was
that have changed.
important the way he treated his mom.
Yeah, that's niceness, conscientiousness.
No.
Yes, it is.
I've met Christian men that are not like that.
That are nice to their moms and mean to their spouse.
That are not like, oh my gosh. Wow, billions
That's
of
proof my
Christians are
point.
all the same.
But no, but that proves my
So
point.
don't get to know you're telling me your daughter better date for like 3 months and get married.
No,
There's
that's not what
no
I'm saying
getting
at all.
to know.
No, you should get
potential
to know
spouses.
because when
For
you
what?
when you evaluate things like how does she or he treat their parents, their siblings, strangers, employers, colleagues,
Yes.
that draws. It's a whole bunch of evidence that
No.
put together. It's pieces that put together a puzzle of are they conscientious and nice, which according to science
No.
makes a satisfying relationship. You go, Brian, says Betty. I'm going, Betty. I'm going. Yeah.
I disagree
Wow.
so much. Oh my god.
No, I mean, you proved my point. So thank you. I think we're done here.
Okay, cool.
People are going to think you're mad at me.
No, I'm not mad. I just don't think loving someone is a choice. I married my husband because he was a smart choice. What made it smart? I agreed to really love him after we got married.
That's right. Because compatibility shifts over time.
It does.
Conscientiousness and kindness.
So basically,
are
based on
transcendent.
your equation, what you're telling me is if I go on a first date with a man that I know loves the Lord and loves their neighbor, and we don't have anything to talk about, we don't really click, and there's no chemistry, you're telling me, no, you can make it
Not
work.
saying that.
Pick that. That's what it sounds like, what
Let
you're
me tell
saying.
you what I'm saying.
Because what I just said, it's fleshly. That's the problem with the church. That's what
No.
Tanks is saying.
No, I can explain this.
Go ahead.
Conscientiousness and kindness is of the utmost
Faith!
importance.
I'm sorry. Faith says, usually I agree with Brian. That sounds like you don't today, but go ahead.
Well, faith, you can't be right all the time. That's
Okay, go ahead.
But no, okay, so those are of primary importance, and they lead to relationship satisfaction over time. Initially, of course, there's other things in compatibility that are nice secondary things that help you make a decision. But part of the marriage, part of the marriage vows, when you stand up in front of a church, you're basically saying, I know this is all going to change, and I love you no matter what.
Okay.
Like, isn't that part of the vows to basically say, look, we're standing here right now, we're not going to look anything like this, we're not going to be anything like this, it's going to
Right.
be hard, and we're committed no matter what. As in, compatibility will change over time.
Okay.
So I'm saying that compatibility is totally secondary. I'm committing to you because you are a kind,
So
conscientious
based on
person
you,
who loves
then
God and your
we're
neighbor.
agreeing. So
Where's
based
the
on
mic?
this,
Drop
we're
it.
agreeing that
Whoa,
arrangement,
it just blew up.
you can really arrange marriages. Then. You agree with arranged marriages?
No.
Yes, you could. Yes, you could. I know a person here in Cleveland, Ohio, where the pastor knew the man, and it was like they didn't know each other. They got engaged based on what you're saying, you could really arrange a marriage and just move forward knowing, yeah, we can make it work.
My great-grandmother was arranged marriage.
Right. So then based on what
I
you're
don't
saying, you can
like
do
it.
that.
I don't like it.
Why not?
Okay, I don't like it for a lot of reasons.
Why?
Because I don't like it, but
Why
they
not?
worked for many years.
Why not?
Why did they work for many years?
Okay.
Because my theory is correct.
Why not?
They worked because compatibility changes over time.
Right. Okay. So why not? Why? So if it works, why not do it based on what you're saying?
Because I think that free will is a thing people ought to have. They ought not to be forced to
No,
do
no,
it. It's
no,
a Christian
no.
principle.
I know somebody that did it on free will. She did it on free will, and she was like, "Yeah, I trust my pastor's choice." Right. So we're saying let's just do that across the board.
That's straight
Stop
up weird.
wasting time. Stop dating.
That's weird.
Why?
No, because I think there's free will involved, and the Lord allows us to make some choices. And I
Free
think
will
there are-
choices for what? What matters
Everything.
is he loves the Lord and loves his neighbor. Free will for what?
No, what matters is that God gets glory. That's what matters in
Okay.
life. Look at, she's done.
Is it
There, right here. Oh, what do you think about this? Jennifer says, but you can be kind. What if you're kind and don't want kids and the other does? That kindness doesn't matter.
But that's part of the peripheral, because I can answer that. That's part of the peripheral things where you can help to figure out compatibility. But hold on.
No, that's
Listen,
important.
Listen.
Somebody can come to Callie and be like, yeah, he's awesome, loves the Lord, and says, but I know people that to this day, decades later, do not have kids and had always said they don't want kids.
That's right.
I don't want kids. If she does, you're telling her, no, that doesn't matter. Move forward. You
No,
can
no,
make it
I'm
work.
not saying that at
No.
all. Not saying that at
Oh
all.
my
But
gosh.
But here's what I'm saying. The person who
Yeah.
wants kids
Yeah.
may end up not being able to have them.
Yeah.
And so they dump this great person, and then they can't
Right.
have kids.
So based on that, then it doesn't matter if somebody tells you up front, I don't want kids. Because that same person will not adopt.
But guess what? That person's not conscientious.
Well,
Oh
let me
my
say this.
gosh.
Let's just say I marry somebody who does want kids, and I struggle with infertility. I need a man who will still love me because I can't bear a child.
That's right.
No, yeah, we get that.
No, but
we
see-
get that.
Right.
But you may not be able to bear a child and want to adopt, and he may tell you, I don't want kids. And I
Yeah.
told you that when we were dating.
But
Yeah,
see, this
yeah.
is the reason conscientiousness is so important. Someone who says, I don't care what you want, it's only what I want, is not conscientious. So the person who says, I want kids, I don't care if you do or not, that's not a conscientious person. So now you've already failed the Team Brian litmus test.
Okay. Well, we still disagree.
Thanks, though. I want people to know that I thought I was being awesome doing a mic drop with this water bottle. And what actually happened, it fell on the ground. The top flew off and water sprayed all over the studio on the ground. No equipment was ruined,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
We're safe?
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
did.
We're still friends, right?
Oh, yeah, I don't care. Shoot. I'm teaching my daughters what I'm teaching. them.
Takesha is with
She
me.
has a good point. She agrees with you. She
What's your good
says
point?
if you like other cultures, but if you look at other cultures, arranged marriages works better than our American style of romance and falling in love. That doesn't work because people fall out of love. Arranged marriages are people committing to each other no matter what.
Takesha, see, she knows. She's on Team Brian. Here's what I tell you, though. Did you enjoy this conversation? Do something with it. Hit share so that you can have this discussion with your friends on Facebook. You can hit like, whatever you want to do, but hit share. Then other people can have this
Yeah.
discussion.
Yeah.
And guess what? We love getting animated and heated. We're still friends.
We're
She doesn't have to
family.
be. I mean, it's
We're
interesting when
family.
she's wrong. Right? We're still cool.
Whatever. Yeah,
We're not gonna.
tripping.
She's not gonna slap me at the end.
I
We're
should have
good.
picked the first guy I dated. He was nice.
No, I think Len's a great guy.
For what? No, I should
Do
have
you know
picked the
why?
first one.
Because Len is
I
so
didn't trust.
conscientious.
I think
Ask his
we're
mother.
right, Ron.
He's
That
nice.
first guy was too.
Conscientious.
That first guy was too.
He's a wonderful mother. That
And I'm going to tell Raina, just stay with the first one. If he loves the Lord and loves people, don't ask any more questions. Just go with that and make it
those
work.
of you on Team Brian know that that's not at all what we're saying.
Yes, it is!
So Team Brian is on an island,
Oh my
and
God!
she is on another
Whatever.
galaxy. Perhaps.
You know what? I don't care what's going on. The most important person agrees with me. Ron Eastwood. That's it. That's
He
all
did
I
because
need.
he doesn't want you to be alone. He's a nice guy.
Because
He's a
I'm nice and
peacemaker.
conscientious.
That's why he's got a great woman.
Wow,
So
guys.
that'll be it for today. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
We out.
See ya.